Everybody quiet now. Now what?
They said Deionsanders didn't know what he was doing. His critics, coaches all over the country saying that this was not the right way.
Yo, what's poppin', people? It's your boy Snacks back in the building with another banger. Hope y'all having a great day. Hope everything's going well. Don't forget to get your popcorn, get your drink, get the snack, get whatever you need when you watching a video. Because this right here is going to be exquisite and it's going to be a little bit detailed. So while we doing this, you might as well hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the post notification bell, turn your notifications on so you'll know when we go live and we doing what we doing and the video goes up and all that. But let's get started with the hate today. The hate started yesterday. You know what I'm saying? When Andy Etok posted on Twitter that he was hitting the transfer portal. And ON3 retweets, he gets a lot of hate. Coach Prime retweets him, tell him he getting a whole lot of love. But we ain't gonna go there. Because ON3 has this portal thing where they retweet a lot of people and they do what they do. You know, they retweet almost everybody that goes in the transfer portal. Say almost. But ON3 has a little dislike for Coach Prime. I don't know if it's a little, it might be a lot, but we gonna have to figure this out. But we gonna start by these rankings and see what these rankings say. We going over to 247 and we gonna look at the rankings. Now, overall in the Big 12, Colorado is ranked number 1 in the Big 12 with 1 5-star commit, 9 4-star commits, and 13 3-star commits. We should win the Big 12 just by this alone. And this is the overall rankings because we don't have but 24 commits in the class, period. But in the overall rankings, as you can see, and this is why the SEC is king. Georgia, 4-star, 24. Alabama, 5-star commits, 3 with 18 4-star commits. And that's all up and down the Big 10 and the SEC. But Colorado overall ranking on 247 Sports is 21st overall with 1 5-star commit. I think we know who that is, Mr. Jordan Seaton, and 9 4-star commits with 13 3-star commits. But if we go over to ON3 and look at their rankings, nationally, Colorado is ranked 44th, 6th ranked in the Big 12 with an overall class score of 86.5. But you go back over here with 24/7 overall class score of 89.69. How is that so much of a difference? But all that, it is what it is. But we see the hate for Coach Prime, and we gonna read an article and show you the continued hate by one Jesse Simonton, who I've done a video on a few weeks ago. I'm gonna link that video in the description so you can see it. I'll also link it at the end of this video so you can see exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to this hate for Colorado and Coach Prime and the wishing that they would fail over and over and over and over again. So all these hating goes out and Coach Carl Reed tweets, has it become common to criticize schools when walk-ons enter the transfer portal? Phew. The game is wild. Because Andy got a lot of hate from a lot of people for saying that he was going in the transfer portal. But we gonna go to this ON3 article by Jesse Simonton, the biggest hater on ON3, that hates Colorado, that does not like Coach Prime, wants this man to fail. But we gonna read this article. Colorado's 2024 signing class suggests Deion Sanders is going all in on next season, but then what? What do you mean, but then what? This is his narrative from day one. Is Coach Prime gonna stay after Shedeur and Shiloh and Travis leave? I mean, we're gonna read this article. The article goes on to say, there's a famous scene in The Office where Michael Scott doesn't understand what a budget surplus is, and he asks Oscar, one of the accountants at Donor Mother, to explain this to me like I'm 5. I would like Deion Sanders to do the same for me regarding Colorado's 2024 recruiting class. One so small it could be confused as the Buffs basketball recruiting class. What exactly was the strategy here? Explain the plan to me. Even a recruiting casual knows you're not supposed to be able to count on one hand the number of high school signees in the class. And yet, that's where the Buffs currently stand as they wait for the potential final signature of a 5-star offensive tackle, Jordan Seaton. Landon Seaton would be massive, figuratively and literally, for the Buffs. He's the top-ranked offensive lineman in the country and plays a position of desperate need at Colorado. And yet, even if Colorado is able to hold off the late push by Maryland and Tennessee, it doesn't diminish Sanders' unserious approach to roster management for both present and future. Primetime should be commended for the spotlight he brought to Colorado's program. Sanders' sheer presence was like a B12 shot to the Buff program, instantly taking over a doormat and overnight making Colorado the most popular team in college football. With a roster reckoning unlike we've ever seen before, he used the transfer portal to take a 1-11 team to 4-8 in 1 year. And while Sanders and others in his circle constantly moved the goalposts around expectations, Colorado had a successful season in a reasonable person's eyes. What do you mean move the goalposts around? How are they moving the goalposts around? The man telling you everything he do, telling you everything he's done and everything he wants to do in the future. But yet and still, you refuse to see it, hear it, and understand it, even though it's right there in your face. But I guess he's not plain enough for you. I think that's the problem. Because he keeps asking the question, are you going to stay? And he's not getting a yes or no answer. And I think that's the big problem for him. Because without a yes or a no answer, it leaves it up in the air, so to speak. But the man has told you he's comfortable. His mama there, his dog there, his sister there, his daughter there, his kids are there. What else you need? Are you still harping on the fact that he left Jackson State after his contract was up, couldn't get a pay raise, couldn't get the things done that he wanted to have done, that he was trying to help with? But yet you still questioning what is he doing. But let's continue with this article. In the age of early signing period, head coaches want and need to make a real hay with their first full recruiting class. After a whirlwind first cycle, they've had the time to establish real relationships with high school coaches and targeted prospects. Their boards are more defined and their evaluations are better. But it's not unclear that Sanders and his staff have the interest in doing the long leg work it takes to be at recruiting. Sanders is an atypical head coach, and that's great. But 5 or 6 school signees isn't just atypical. It's an extreme dereliction of duties if you're serious about rebuilding the program long term. The celebrity of Coach Prime was good for a couple using his word, darn good players. 2 top 100 signees, Draylon Miller and Cam Michael. But that's it. Where's the Pied Piper who promised to bring us Louis? What do you mean? People, you still don't get it. You still don't get the 40-40-20 rule. I'm not understanding it. Either Deion has been vastly overrated as a recruiter, or he simply isn't interested in doing the work. I'm banking on the latter, which is problematic for Colorado's long-term future. Sanders supporters will point out that the plan was always for Colorado to sign a small class in 2024. That Sanders was purposely selective and that CU has the highest average player ranking of any team in the Big 12. They say that the transfer portal with 16 commits already and more to come was how the Buffs were going to add to the roster again this year. And all that could be and might be true. I quibble with the selective notion, considering 2 of the 5 signees aren't even top 600 national players, but regardless, it still suggests an extreme strategy solely focused on the 2024 season with zero concern for the future, but almost ignoring high school recruiting for a full cycle. Sanders is pushing all his chips into the 2024 season. The why here doesn't even need asking. Sanders watched Colorado turnstile offensive line, comprised solely of transfers and 2 leftover pieces, nearly get his son Shedeursanders killed. And yet Seton stands to be Colorado's lone offensive line high school signee. If he indeed ends up in Boulder, I've already written I'm skeptical about Sanders' long-term future at Colorado. His actions, another Band-Aid roster with the sole intentions to prop up Shedeur's draft stock and make a bowl game. Continue to paint a picture of someone who doesn't plan to be around for the grind it takes to rebuild once a morbid program. Do you believe? Yeah, that Colorado can perhaps make a bowl game in 2024. Do I believe Sanders will be the team's head coach in 2025? Less and less. So by the day. Now, you tell me that ain't some hate. You tell me that ain't some hate. Now, we gonna look at this recruiting class. This recruiting class. Who is tweeting me? Those are tweets, you people. The recruiting class is stacked. And we got freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. But we got people going out and people gonna have to come in. We're sitting at about 80 or 81 scholarships right now. But to manage things the way the 40-40-20 plan is, you have to stack the roster not with recruits, with a small number of recruits right now, but linemen and linebackers are needed now, not just to protect Shedeur, but for the next quarterback coming in. We need those pieces. And that's what he's gathering for 2025. If you don't see it, most of the commits we got and most of the people we've signed got 2 years left. Some have 3. But yet and still, you're a recruiting service that has yet to understand that. 2 quarterbacks, both with 3 years of eligibility left. Freshman O-line and D linemen in this signing class, and some with 2 and 3 years left coming through the transfer portal. But yet and still, the narrative is Prime is not building for the future. He's only building for now, because after his son leaves, he's gonna go. Which, why are you still trying to spew that narrative? Why are you still shouting that from the rooftops? But yet and still, we got the 44th ranked class national and the 6th ranked class in the Big 12. How is that? When you go over here and you look at the Big 12 on 24/7 and look at the class. Everybody else, look at all these 3-stars. We got 13. Texas Tech has 23 3-stars. TCU, 29 3-stars, 6 4-stars. Texas Tech and Colorado are the only team with 1 5-star commit that's signed. UCF, they gonna have a good class because they got 8 4-stars. 16 3-stars, but 8 4-stars. The 4-stars make you better. But everybody else is 3-starred up. Arizona State, 29 3-stars. Kansas, 17 3-stars. Houston, 22 3-stars. Virginia, excuse me, West Virginia, 27 3-stars. Cincinnati, 27 3-stars. Utah, 14 3-stars with 3 4-star commits. Arizona, we should have beat them last year. Lost to them on a field goal because we missed a field goal. 23-star commits. Kansas State, 16. BYU, 23 3-star commits. Oklahoma State, 19. Iowa State, 23 3-star commits. No 4-star commits. Baylor, 15 with 1 4-star. Look at these. 0 4-star commits. 0. 1, 3, 2. But yet and still, you go to ON3 and boom. Look at this crap. How is 24/7 so far different from your rank? Unbelievable. But anyway, man, we gonna get out of here. Appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I'm gonna link that other video in the comment section and in the description of this video. The first one I did on Jesse Simonton's Hating Behind. But I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure y'all have a great day. Don't forget to tell the person you love them. And as Prime would always say, God bless you.